Welcome back to Getting Her to Say. I do my video dating vlog as I go through the journey of healing, getting happy and healthy, loving myself, finding someone I like enough to date, dating them, engaging them, getting married, having babies. Ooh. So I'm in this transitional period, and it's been amazing. God has been so faithful, and I'm still figuring that out. And figuring out how to match that and be faithful. I talked to some people who had been with the church that I'm at, and just kind of got some insight, and just their friends also. And they were like, bro, I had to start packing my lunch because they feed you. And I was like, okay, cool. I've never struggled with my weight. I've never had any issues with that. But over the past 3 months, it's April 26th today. We started our internship like January 10th. So the first month we fasted, I lost weight. My pants were like not fitting. I had to retie all of the drawstrings on my shorts. And then now it's the end of April, and all of my pants fit really tight. All the pants that I couldn't fit, that used to didn't fit, they fit perfect now. The ones that used to fit don't really fit anymore. Super snug. And I have an issue with this because I've never been overweight. I've never been obese. I've never been thick. Nothing. But my brother was like, bro, why are you snoring? And I was like, what are you talking? Because I was breathing heavy just sitting there. I'm going to blame it on McDonald's because I've eaten McDonald's probably 4 times a week, and I think that's the problem. Because I still go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. I still run for hours a week, but I'm gaining weight and getting fatter, and this is a problem. I see it in my face. I feel it in my pants when I put them on. I see it in my stomach. I don't like this at all, but my go-to is fast food if I'm on my way. So our internship starts early sometimes, or sometimes it starts around 10. But the easiest thing for me is to grab something on the way. I'm used to cooking and meal prepping and just having my own space, and I'm still settling into my brother's guest room, but it's not my house. And so I put up a couple pictures, but I'm still like settling in, just like I'm still settling into the internship and into the role, into the not being where I was and what I'm still settling into everything. And I have gained, I'm gonna say, at least 10 pounds, at least 10. It's probably more. I have not weighed myself since I've been here. I just know I've gained weight, and I'm not a fan. And I've also been in this like slump playing basketball, which is a problem for me because I enjoy playing basketball. It's one of the main things. Like when I was coming here, I was like, cool, I get to play ball because I'm in the city, and I don't have to drive an hour to play. And my friends don't come to the gym as consistently as they did, and my shot is not consistent as it was. It's weird because I still go to the gym a couple times a week and play, but I think I pulled something in my shoulder. Because I was lifting weights, because my goal for going into 30 was to be able to rep 30 or be able to rep 200. And I killed it. I was like, cool. And then after that, I went up a little bit more. But I also, when I lift weights, I don't stretch or warm up. I just jump on there and throw the weights up and then get off. Probably not the best idea, but hey. And so my shoulder is kind of sore when I lift it. Like even right here, it's sore. And so when I'm shooting, there's something wrong with my shot mechanics, so maybe I just need to reset them because I have gotten stronger, I have gotten a little bit bigger, and I just need to work on that. But it is a problem. It is a whole problem. Man, we are almost at 10 months in dating, my girlfriend and I. She came to Easter with me, which was amazing, absolutely amazing. We had Easter on Saturday and Sunday, so she came on Saturday and she went to her church with her family on Sunday, and it was dope. She was fine. We took a picture. It was good to see her and be with her, and then we hung out this weekend and we had a date, and boy, it was expensive as crap. Oh, it was so expensive, but it was definitely worth it. and we started a garden in a little gated area space. Planted a lot of fruits and a couple of vegetables, and so we'll see how that turns out. But it was just cool to see her out there working and sweating and grinding. And I kept saying 10 minutes, I'll be done in 10 minutes, we'll be done in 10 minutes. It was like 2 hours. She was like, bruh. But yeah, we did that, and it was cool. She still makes me so happy. She's beautiful. Man. But I did notice that there's a lot of attractive women at People's Church. And so we had this conversation, and she was like, hey, can I ask you something? Of course you can. But I think she was just prepping me or prepping herself to ask. And she was like, do you notice other women? Because a lady had walked in and sat at the bar. And she was like, do you notice other women? And I was like, dang, she caught me. But she was like, no, because it seems like you don't. And I was like, I do notice them. And then I train myself not to look at them because I have you, and there's no reason for me to be focused on them when I'm focused on you. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I was wondering. And that was pretty cool. And so I returned, I was like, do you notice other guys? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. It wasn't the same answer, but okay. And yeah, so we just kind of walked through that, and I thought it was really cool. We have something that we have to talk about pretty soon. But also because I noticed that there are attractive women at PC, I'm glad that I'm in a relationship. I'm glad I'm in a relationship. I'm happy. My girlfriend is beautiful. And so we're still looking towards engagement. But God's going to have to work it all out. The church that I'm at is amazing. I love being there. I love the impact that we make. We're also a big part of what's happening there as interns. But I'm not sure if that's where I'm supposed to be. And so last night as we were praying and going through our devotion, I was just like, God, would you begin revealing what you have for us next? What you have for me to do, what you have for me, where you have for me to go. If it's here, reveal that. And then also with her, with school, with financial aid, with just everything, because we're still planning on getting married, and I don't think it matters where we're at. I know that she wants to be in Tulsa. I don't particularly care, as long as she's there, as long as we're together. So, and she does have to finish up some school where she's at too, but we're like 2.5 months out, close to 2 months out from the internship being over, from this 6 months. And it's amazing. Like, I've seen people, and like people that I was like, whoa, that's them. God gave me this word, like, stop standing in line trying to meet people. Stop trying to go over and meet people. He'll put me in a place where they'll meet me. And he's been faithful to that. Sometimes I forget it and I get out ahead, or I'm not thinking about it and I get out ahead, and I'm like, hey, can we blah, 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 or hey, I'm blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, oh, I wasn't supposed to blah, blah, blah. But it's been cool to see the people that have come around. Also, my guy Kareem, like, he was on TC's Easter weekend thing, and I was like, oh, because when we met, I was like, this is a beautiful black man, and he looks like Black Jesus. And anytime I introduce him to anyone or talk about him to anyone, I say he looks like Black Jesus. So to see him on their big Easter thing, being Black Jesus, I was like, super cool. They moved and got transitioned in, and yeah, I missed them. Kind of sad that they left. We didn't really talk about it because I was a little frustrated, but they're getting settled in, and that's dope to see also. So I started a diet last night. I made a smoothie and I ate a salad with chicken and eggs in it, so I still had protein, but it wasn't no fried French fries and burgers and cheese. So that's what I'm working on. I'm finna cut weight. I don't know how much I weigh. I'll weigh myself eventually, but I ain't made to be fat because I ain't that tall. I can't be short and round. That's not a good combo for me. But my girlfriend has been so gracious and said, baby, you look beautiful. I still love you. And I was like, so I have gotten fat and you didn't say nothing. You supposed to be on my side. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. I have a meeting with this really like dope guy. It's like one of the reasons why I came is so I could be around him and his leadership, and I have a meeting with him sometime next month. And so I need to frame and gather questions that I can ask so that it's not a waste of his time or my time, but also just that, dude, who are you? And it's a funny thing, because I saw this interesting moment. I was like, dude, who are you? To someone, who is he? But also just being present in the moment and not trying to get anything out of him or from him, because I'm sure he experiences that a lot. But just to be present in that moment. And so last thing is, I keep thinking about the disciples and how they were on the boat with Jesus, and Jesus fell asleep, and how we're in this internship and we're around all these phenomenal, renowned, respected leaders. And so it can become like normal for us to like be around them. We can get familiar. And I keep thinking how like the disciples were on the boat with Jesus and they let him fall asleep. I ain't trying to be in that moment. Like, I need to be getting something out. That sounds bad, but I should be like right there on their heels or right there on their hip. What can I learn? How can I grow? What knowledge can you give? Like, that's how I want to be. I don't want them to fall asleep on the boat, because this moment won't always be there. And when Jesus, was crucified and he went to heaven, they were like, whoa, what happened? And they're looking for him, and they're looking for knowledge and wisdom, and he's gone. So they're recounting the things that they've written down, the things that he shared. So that's how I want to be in this moment. I don't want them to fall asleep on the boat while we're on this journey together, because it's too valuable to miss. So I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Pray for me. God is changing me. He's changing my heart. I'm getting closer to him. It's been an amazing journey. But there's still so much more to grow and to gain and to get and to pour out. So thank you for hanging out with me on Getting Her to Say I Do. Pray for me that I lose weight and that I am disciplined not to eat fast food. They feed you good at Pizza Church.